Okay, and while everyone is joining, I would like to just give you a little bit about
Yes,
what's happening today. Just a little bit. It is a beautiful day here in South Africa. It's 4 p.m. here, and it's a great weather. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's a beautiful weather. It's been really, really a fantastic month for us for Business Summit. We have been working with many different projects this month, and I think it's very exciting to see some closures happening, to see some agreements being signed with some top projects that are happening. So remember, this Business Summit webinar, our monthly webinar, is all about you. And feel free to have any questions that you have. Feel free to speak it out. We are here to help you. After our speakers have spoken, you are welcome to speak. And it's been already a few minutes. Let me officially welcome everyone. Warm welcome to Business Summit. And we are about to start our monthly webinar. Today, we have two prolific speakers that will be speaking. They are the top leaders in their fields, and you will really, really enjoy them. But before we start, and before I call Dr. Haider to say something, I would like to play a short clip. Lima, if you could please play the clip so we can watch it meanwhile. Lima?
Sure.
We cannot see a screen, Lima.
Yeah, here it is.
Sure. While you all are watching, this is a slideshow that our marketing and graphic design team put together. They had to dig among, I must say, hundreds of thousands of pictures. It was very, very hard to actually just go through those pictures, but these are some pictures we want to play. The marketing team wanted to just do a quick overview of Dr. Haider's career, how he started, and the different businesses that he successfully launched. So please feel free to watch this slideshow. I must say Dr. Haider is looking very young there. Those who just joined, we are just playing a slideshow for Dr. Haider's, some pictures from his past, which our graphic design team has put together. So We'll be starting introducing our speakers very shortly, but meanwhile, this is just a short clip that we wanted to have with us today. Thank you, Lima. Thank you so much for sharing. Again, let me welcome everyone. I see some people just joined. Warm welcome to Business Summit, our monthly webinar where we meet, we greet, and we talk about business. Today, we have two prolific speakers who will be speaking. And that was just a small slideshow that our team, graphic designers, went in the past and scanned all pictures out of thousands of pictures just to make this small slideshow for us. So thank you, team, for doing that. Thank you, Sarafat, for doing that. And meanwhile, let me please welcome Dr. Haider. Dr. Haider, welcome to you. It is good to have you again with us today.
Hi, good morning to everyone from Toronto. I'm right now joining from Toronto. How are you?
All good, Dr. Haider. All good.
Welcome to our two speakers today. Mr. Farul Sani, a distinguished personality and business leaders with his colorful background, and our good friend, the president of Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, Guyana, Mr. Kester Houston, and a profound businessman and a business leader. We are a member of Georgetown Chamber, and we are very proud of having such a leadership of Mr. Houston. We met 3 months before in Georgetown. And congratulations to you for taking over the presidency of the Chamber recently. And definitely, Guyana is booming. Guyana is in the hot spot now in the world, the fastest growing economy in the world, with 67+ percentage growth in 2022. So I think I keep on promoting Guyana all the time. So today, my friend Houston will be doing that. Mr. Houston will be doing that on behalf of the Chamber and as a proud Guyanese. Well, Business Summit is playing a key role in, we do two things, as we said always. Many of our friends, those who are here today, they already know that we do two things. One is we connect businesses across the world. We have presence over 100 countries, and we have our friends and associates and business leaders that we work with closely, that we know for more than 3 decades now, 2-3 decades, and all are tested associates and friends and partners. So with them, we work together in any corner of the world, and that's how we can connect you to anywhere. Like you are producing something in Guyana, you want to sell, we can connect you anywhere in the world within a few minutes. Which might be taking a few years for somebody. Or if you're producing or if you are offering some services from India, we can take your brand to anywhere you want in the world within no time. That's our specialty, number one. And we have the connections with countries, with politicians and decision makers. So it's easier for us to get you somebody as your partner. So it's easier. You want an investor or you want a business owner to be your partner. It's easy, faster. The other thing is we are also involved. I'm the managing director of an investment bank in the USA, which is Reason Financial, and Reason is FINRA regulated financial authority of America, Financial Regulatory Authority of America, FINRA regulated company. Already deployed over $300 billion into the market. We have raised over $300 billion for our clients globally. And we are keeping our footstep everywhere in the world. So these are the two things that if there is a tangible project that you need funding, you need financial support, we can get you an investor like debt financing or equity partnership. We can do both. So these are the two things that we do. So I'm sure most of our friends know about this, and we will be glad to extend any support to you relating to these two subjects. Well, I'll not take a longer time. I'd like to invite Mr. Parul Soni, who is a very strong leader in business, with his background in early life with multinational companies, including Asian Development Bank, and he is also the CEO of consulting company, and also he is the Secretary General of Association of Business Women in Commerce and Industry, ABWCI, where he has been playing a great role, and I congratulate him for this initiative. And I'm sure Parul will be talking about this in details, how he is transforming female entrepreneurs globally, and also helping them growing their business, and also the business in general. So our two friends now, I will be presenting Mr. Parul Soni to make his presentation, to speak to us and speak to our partners globally, those who are already online right now. I can see there are 32 people online, so and more are joining. Look forward to hear from Mr. Parul right now. Welcome, Parul.
Thank you, Dato, our Ambassador Haider. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I can see some familiar faces in the participant list today. So this is a great honor for me to speak to all the business leaders from across the world. I can see some of you joining from Africa and also from the global south, where I am today. I'm in New Delhi. And as you have seen, the prominence of global south, the whole world is now converging into looking at what each country can offer to each other. What Haider was saying is that the whole world is now a global village. Some of you are producing, products and services. Some are consuming. So when this entire village produces or sells or either services or product, what happens is that we all benefit from the whole perspective of business. And as he said that, I will be speaking to you about business, I can tell you that it's all connections. Your connections, when you start a business, your first client also comes with your relationship and with your connection, and also the pleasing of to see that, what the other person or the business needs. And that's what has happened with all of us. And I, as the organizer said, that I've worked at various levels, and I can tell you that when I started, I had, very little experience of business and looking at how the perspective of the changing world. But as the world is changing very fast, we have to also grow. We have to also change with the times and also have a pulse to see what people want. As my career is into, I've worked in consulting. I've worked in implementation. I run a chamber of commerce now in 35 countries, and we are the world's largest chamber for women entrepreneurs and connecting women businesses across the world. With improvement in communication technology, the business world has grown more connected and dynamic, which you all agree. With the COVID-19 happening in 2020, we all realized that we should use technology, and technology can really help. And we took the advantage of this and started the virtual global chamber of commerce for women. And that was the whole thinking of how we can connect women through technology from different countries. And I can tell you today, as the chamber is growing in all countries and in 35 countries where we have presidents, the ambassadors, because we have ambassadors who are helping us in identifying women leaders and women presidents in countries, really this is helpful, and this has really helped us in doing business from across the world. That's really, we have to admit on this. But experience-wise, I can tell you that this has really helped all of us, because we are getting now demand from Libya, from Nigeria, from Dhaka. And what we are doing is that we are trying to connect business to business, which is B2B. We have not reached B2C, but in B2B and G2B, the business chamber are really, really successful in the whole thinking and how this world is now converging to it. So I wanted to talk to you about online platforms, e-commerce and websites, and how this is really changing the world in a way which is really helping the world on this. So one is we have to identify, who wants, products and services. The second side is that who is producing. Because Chamber of Commerce can only be successful when we have all the stakeholders working together. And that's what, we are all trying to do from this, from the chamber perspective and all. So my career, when I started my work with KPMG, we were helping clients to see that, where is the niche, where is the market, and also looking at the whole thinking about, how should we bring technology. Moving to EY, there was a change because the world was also changing very fast. So in EY, we had a lot of business partnerships which we had, and these partnerships helped us in understanding the market, and that market really to see how we can build stronger market. Then when I started my business as an entrepreneur in a consulting firm in 2015, I can tell you that world in 2015 was a bit different than what we saw in 2007. And now when you look at 2023, the world has converged so much, because you can look at, we have so much discussion on ESG, on carbon market, on carbon subsetting, which we didn't know in 2007, because the world was a bit different. Today, we are bothered about climate change, sustainability. We're talking about how the governance of all this will happen. And this is really important to see that when we do business, we have to really look at all the gamuts of business today. So one is, I wanted to say, one is the importance of business, the importance of selling. The second is when you sell, what is important is that your governance of the business, your ESG, your environment, social governance is also important. So from that bigger perspective, we really see that when you run a business, when you connect people, we have to also think about ethical sourcing, ethical business, and also looking at the whole perspective of that kind of change. So what I wanted to say here is that connections are important. As the topic said, that the business is all about connecting the world in a minute. But I can tell you that when you are connecting, the chambers have to do so much due diligence. They have to do business intelligence. They have to really understand what the other business wants and what other countries need. If you don't understand the business, if you don't understand what the clients need, and also if you don't understand the countries, perspective, because there can be something which can be illegal for the country, but the supplies are available around the world. So the chambers of commerce are important from a perspective of connecting people, but also to see that what is ethical and looking at those things. So one is the chamber looking at connection. The other is strategic partnership, to see that how the strategic partnership will work, and with this strategic partnership, how we can not only satisfy our customers, our stakeholders, and the people who need it, but also looking at the whole perspective of business with ethics and also with compliance. Third thing which I wanted to talk about, the investment, because access to finance is really, really important for all businesses. So we have to look at how we should help in creating awareness about access to finance, because the thinking is that first, when you start a business, your business starts with family and friends. The second, if you look at the funding, comes from the institutional, or you can say angel investors. The third is basically looking at the banks which are there, and from that perspective, looking at institutions which are really coming from that. So when businesses are starting, connections are important, relationships are important, but how can we connect on that business and looking at access to finance from that perspective? Because when the demand is coming, that we have to also look at how we will fulfill the demand. So that's one thinking. The other important aspect is, because we run world's largest chamber of commerce for women, I feel that opportunity for women is there, and also there are a lot of opportunity which is which is there now for women, because if you look at US has reserved 5% of procurement for women, but a lot of women don't know about the whole supplier diversity, which is really which companies have to fulfill, and also the governments have to fulfill, including the multilaterals and the bilaterals. I'll also urge Dr. Haider and Avi to maybe next time we should have more women in the webinar when we host the webinar, and we should invite more, or we should also try to push that they attend these webinars, because networking, I feel, is very important, and sometimes women are not really you can say they're not getting the benefit of networking or the relationship which they should benefit from the chamber and the connections which we are looking at. So that's what we feel is important. And at ABWCI, at Association of Business Women in Commerce and Industry, the chamber which we run, we are trying to bring more women on the sell side, and also looking at more women who can be the CPOs, the chief procurement officers, who can do more justice to women, and also more women can sell to companies and also to government and other things. The other important aspect is entrepreneurial education. The entrepreneurial education which should start from a young age, which means that at a school level or at a college level, I feel that's very, very important, that we should start talking about the whole entrepreneurship and talking about starting a business. Because my thinking here is that we will not have too many jobs, in the time to come. But entrepreneurship can really create larger wealth, bigger wealth, and also bring more jobs in the economy. Without that, it will be very difficult for any country to sustain. And I can take you, I can talk about the example in India. You will see now that we will have 250 unicorns by 2025. Why we are talking about unicorns, why we are talking about businesses, why we are pushing the whole agenda of entrepreneurship, because we see that there is a huge demand because of the population. We still, if you look at 730 districts, which we have, the provinces, you can say, in other countries, we have now startups in each of these districts, and the whole growth is coming because the rural demand is there. So growth is. Similarly, my friends in Africa will agree with me that in Africa there is a huge demand, but the demand is not being fulfilled from Africa, but it is coming from outside. So my urge all of you to see examples and also see the whole thinking that, how we can build more stronger businesses, strong women entrepreneurs, strong entrepreneurs which can really bring that value and also bring the variety of you can say entrepreneurs in the service side and also on the product side. So that is really important, but there is a huge potential on look at. The second is access to market. Sometimes, entrepreneurs, when they enter the market, they are blinded. They don't understand the market because sometimes the market is very local, but they don't see the local market. They go beyond borders and they want to supply or export, which means that they're not understanding that the market exists nearby, but they have started, supplying. Their ambition is to export. So sometimes, entrepreneurial education and entrepreneurship mentoring has to be done to entrepreneurs, which there should be the whole thinking that identification of market and where the market exists. That is really important from the market perspective and changing the way, market, because market is also changing very rapidly. Because if you look at, I can take example of Bangladesh. I've seen so many startups doing so well. Why? Because the thing is, there is a huge demand, internal demand, which is there. And similarly, we have startups in Nepal, in India, in Sri Lanka, in Nigeria, Kenya, and all in various countries. What is happening is, but these entrepreneurs or startups are not talking to each other. There is no networking of startups, which means that they are doing so well, but they're replicating, or you can say copying each other, but they are not realizing that the demand of this will not exist because you can only copy till level. And that's a big issue of not networking and not learning from each other, because that's why startups are failing very, very fast, not identifying the market. The third is from a perspective of access is technology. People are using technology and say, for example, they're using WhatsApp, they're using Zoom to say that we are using technology. No, this is not technology. This is enablement. This is enabling us to talk to you. This is enabling us to talk to the whole thinking of bringing that value to you. But how will you imbibe, how will you incorporate technology in your business on forecasting, on helping the business grow, on reaching out to customers, on improving your businesses? That is basically technology. And we are now working with various stakeholders and also with entrepreneurs, including women entrepreneurs, to see that they should look at technology not as enablement, but also looking at incorporating that technology. And that's technology we are talking about. That I've spoken about cross-border collaboration. That's important. Collaboration with markets, understanding the market, and also supply chain. Because I feel that, when people work together, they can also bring value on the supply chain and looking at the whole supply of goods and services as such. Because each company, each startup, each entrepreneur is different, and they can bring a lot of value here on that. The last point which I wanted to talk about is attracting investment and expanding business. I feel here is that, lot of emphasis is into attracting investment. And you will see that some of the companies' idea is very good, but they are not in a position to attract, investment. Why, and why they can't do it? Because the problem is they don't know how to present. They don't know how to create an investor deck. They don't know how to talk to the investor or to talk to, the potential of or the potential people who can really invest in their businesses, which means that there is a huge emphasis to see that, we can do a lot here on investor education and looking at from both sides the education and educating the investor, which needs the whole thinking, and also looking at how you will access that funding which is available in the market. So unique, what is unique, how to identify uniqueness, how will you deploy your investors' money? These are definitely a lot of questions here, and these questions have to be answered. And a lot of our entrepreneur friends don't get that you can say they don't convey that answer very well, and that's why they don't get funding from that. So I'll stop here. But my to sum up, my whole thinking here is that one, connecting is important. Like I always say, when you talk about fundraising, it's friend raising. Without friends, you cannot raise money, and that's what the thing is. So fundraising is always break fundraising as friend raising, and that's important. So that's the part which is there. The second part is looking at create awareness. If you are in any business, create awareness about your businesses and your business, what you're doing, but do it in a way which should be more solution oriented, purpose led, and purposeful in that. That's the second. The second on the awareness part is the attitude, because attitude is important. That how will you bring people to use your product? So how will you change that attitude? And that's important. And also related to it, it is action. Action to say how you will take action so that you can deliver on time, you are professional, and you are ethical in your business, and also purposeful on that. So all these aspects are very, very important. And I can tell you, you will only be successful if you are ethical in business in long term, and also looking at your connections will help you, because they will start trusting you, and trustworthy businesses, they run longer, and they are more profitable, and they're beneficial for the whole stakeholders, including the environment, and also at all levels as such. So this is very, very important from a perspective of bringing the attitude and also bringing businesses together. And networking is important. Raising friends are important. If you have to run a successful business, you have to really look at how will you create a network, and that network should really reap benefit for all that. So thank you so much. I will be available for answering questions. And I felt that there is a huge need for cross-border trade, cross-border funding, and also cross-border networks. And that's why we have created ABWCI, Association for Business for Women, and we are talking about commerce, industry, and Dr. Haider is important part of us, and he's our ambassador who is propagating this all over the world. And I respect Dr. Haider, your work and the way you have created your business and your empire, I can tell you. And this is really, really needed. And the teaching is really important for many entrepreneurs as such. So thank you so much. I'm waiting for questions, and look forward meeting you all physically one day, and see that we take this, we make this world a better place and a better world which is in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your valuable insight. It is really, really interesting and valuable. All the advices, all the informations that you have given is really helpful and interesting for sure. For your information, we have a lot of women though in the, I think we have at least 10, 15 women already. 10, at least around 8 to 10. I mean, not bad.
Yes.
So usually we have more, but today, because of long holidays in different part of the world, some of our friends are taking, begging leave. So some of the women are not visible here. But normally we have a lot of females. But we have our partners and friends and investors from Switzerland here. We have our partners from Southern America. We have partners from US, Canada, Australia, Pacific, Malaysia, Singapore, Middle East, Bangladesh, India, definitely, and Africa. It's a lot of our friends are from Africa. As you can see, I can see Mr. Victor from South Africa, Miss Akila from Nigeria, and a lot of our other friends that I cannot see, but they're here. So, and some of them are coming and going. So normally we have a bunch of our friends from Africa and South America. Of course, it's a growing part. With this, I'd like to ask a very simple question to you, Mr. Soni, is what is the next program that you have for in-person program that you have in mind for 2023 or 2024? Do you have any in-person summit or program in mind?
Yes. So, Dr. Haider, thank you for that question. We host webinars online every month, every week. You can check www.abwci.org, and you can get a lot of invites, which webinars happening. But physically, we are hosting a global summit in Singapore in March 2024, which is called Ignite. And that will be a global growth forum for women, and that's so we will be publicizing about the global growth forum Ignite, which will be held in Singapore. But and then we will also have various these kind of physical meetings across the world, including Canada, because we are also very keen to see that we do something in Canada, which will be North America for us. And we will be happy to publicize through you, because you are an integral part of ABWCI. So thank you so much.
Some more questions?
Either people have understood what I said, or it was not very beneficial.
No, it was very powerful. I really enjoyed everything that you said. And while you were talking, you can check the chats. People were commenting. So people are saying thank you. Very good presentation.
No, Avik, thank you so much. I respect that. I'm just to get the audience a bit active. I thought I'll just comment on that, but I can see and Anne clapping when I said more women entrepreneurs, because I have lived in Scandinavia, so I can say she has joined from the Nordics, and I could see Victor nodding. So I had some of these, friends. I could see the reaction. So thank you so much, Avik, and also Dr. Haider.
Well, there is a question from some of our friends.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
I just want to find out what your opinion is. Once you have an entrepreneur that seeks to attract investment, and they are able to draw up their business plan, and an investor looks at the business plan and is not pleased with the business plan, what is your comment around the solution around that? Because often what I find is that many entrepreneurs simply walk away and say, oh, well, there's no hope for me. I probably am not the kind of entrepreneur, or my type of business is not geared to attract investment. I'd like to hear your comment on something like that.
Yeah. So, Victor, very good question. And a lot of entrepreneurs, I can tell you, don't realize that meeting people or the investor community of any kind is very, very important when you start a business or you have an idea. Why I'm saying is that, my first business I started in 2011. That was at an idea stage. And I took that idea and I met 7 to 8 angel investors, and they bashed me really bad. But what was the learning here is that either I was very early in that idea, or the investors were not ready to invest because there was no parallel of that business, which means that when you meet people, the criticism is not of you, is of that idea and of that investment you are asking. So that is really important for all of entrepreneurs to understand, that don't get disheartened by people who are saying that your idea will not progress. I'll tell you a small example. My idea in 2011 was to start institutional creche, childcare centers in India, which means that we'll in the offices, in office complexes, we will start these childcare centers, and these childcare centers would be available for everyone, but this will be premium because we were looking at getting our support staff from various other countries and doing that in India. So one of the investors I still feel is very, very important perspective. The person told me that when can you see your 100 unit of that creche or the childcare center? My answer was that maybe never, because after 5 centers, I couldn't see that I would have that span of control or the quality which I could control at that point of time. Means that I will dilute the brand, or I will not give good service, which means that I had issues in that the whole planning of that idea. Either I would dilute it to a level where we will do company operated, company owned, or it will be a franchise model and things like that. So these are important because that 2011 meeting, cleared my mind that no, if we have to look at, concrete and mortar kind of thing where we have to build these kind of childcare centers, I couldn't see my 6th childcare center because there was so much of liability when you're talking and you're dealing with children, because if something happens to children, the parents will sue you so badly, and you cannot, do anything in terms of, you cannot deliver low quality or less quality of the work, which we had imagined at that time. So, sometimes, these entrepreneurs have to understand, learn, and also when, investors bash them, that bashing is not to them, but the idea and the progress of that idea and the investment which will happen. So I thought I'll share that because your question was so good. And there has been so much in life with I run 4 large businesses today, including an investment company, deal advisory, firm. And I feel that, all the learning of meeting people, traveling is really important because traveling helps you to network and to get the perspective of the people.
Thank you. Yeah, it is.
I have, Nipa, there is in the comment asked that is ABWCI present in Bangladesh? So Nipa, yes, we are present in Bangladesh, and our president is Salima Ahmed. She's the president of, she's a member of parliament, and she's also our president for ABWCI. So get in touch with us and we will help you and become a member. So that would really help. And the membership is free. So you can join from across the world and there is no membership fee. So I'll put it on the chat, or Ritik can put it in the chat where you can go and join. So it's only open for women entrepreneurs because the chamber is run by, it's a women-owned business chamber. So that's the thing. Yeah. So I sorry, men, you have to excuse, you can't become members. but women definitely, I urge them to become members. Yes.
I must say we are sad, but it's fine.
Yes.
Any more question? If not, I hope that everyone, I think some of our friends are raising questions by chat. So we will pass it on to you, Mr. Sunny, later on.
Yes.
Once we have some more questions. Sometimes it happens that question comes a little later, and then they also try to contact you and get you more information, get more information from you as well. So
Yeah.
I thank you very much for sparing your time, and please bear with us. And right now we will be welcoming our guest speaker, who is here to participate as a participant. But with my request, he also agreed to speak about our chamber in Georgetown. That's the largest chamber in Guyana, and the Guyana is on the hot seat. And as you can see, the country has got about approximately 20 billion barrels of oil, but it's a small population of 750,000. I wish that I am a Guyanese. Somehow I'll need to find out, and Keston will find out a way to make me a Guyanese probably. So I would like to welcome our friend, the Honorable President of Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Huston. Please welcome Mr. Huston.
Thank you, Dr. Haider. Welcome to everyone on the chat right now. My name is Kester Hudson, and I am pleased to be part of this business summit this morning. Well, in Guyana, it's morning. So I will certainly delve into presenting to you where Guyana is and what I am doing as the president for the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce. Guyana has started an upward trajectory in a very fast rate when it relates to oil and gas. And that has certainly enabled us to catapult probably like three or four times the growth of the economy in a very short period. The oil and gas sector is very new to us, but still we are adapting at a very fast rate to ensure that we remain, relevant. And this is by simply partnering with international firms. Now, the oil and gas sector would have created an opportunity for the government and the private sector to cooperate local content or incorporate a local content legislation, which allows local companies to participate in this sector. Knowing that this is new to us, we understand that you need to have skills transfer and development of businesses locally. And so the best thought is to ensure that you have identified areas that local business can certainly participate in a meaningful way. These are called categories, and so far we've had, within 1 year, we've identified 40 areas that local companies can participate in the oil and gas sector. Not forgetting that you have the traditional sectors, such as agriculture, such as tourism, such as infrastructure. And so we want to ensure that that's not being forgotten. And the government is now focusing on that, using the resources from the oil and gas sector to build or rebuild those sectors. Because we understand that this is what is going to provide some support or much needed support for the development and in a long manner for the development of the country. As it relates to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, we are 134 years old chamber, the largest in the country, and I believe in the Caribbean region. And so we would have endeavored to educate, and I heard the earlier speaker, Mr. Parul, speaking on development of businesses. And I would certainly want to engage him because he would have made some valid points in how businesses should grow. And we are now embarking on developing our business community within the chamber. We have almost 800 member companies, and about 65% of that is small and medium-sized SMEs. And so we want to definitely ensure that they remain relevant in the 21st century, that we can certainly advance in our development as businesses. And this is by partnering with international companies. Of course, you have quite a few trade delegations coming to Guyana because of the pulse, Guyana being on the pulse internationally. Almost every year, every week, we have a trade mission from various countries coming to Guyana. Of course, they're engaging the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce on how they can participate in doing business in Guyana, what they can leverage. And so it is very important for the Chamber to now utilize this resource by one, and it's my strategy to allow companies that operate in a similar sector to look at areas of collaboration. Given the fact that we are micro, small, and medium-sized businesses, we want to maximize the opportunities and the resources in a meaningful way. So instead of competing, we should be supporting each other. And so we will build out a work program to start the conversation about cooperating these companies so they can be a little more viable within the sector. So quite a few engagements will happen. Also, we're looking at outbound trade missions. While we have quite a few inbound trade missions, we want to ensure that companies are exposed to international way of doing business, right? And advancing and seeking investment. That is a key thing for us, given the fact that we have, and of course, you guys would have mentioned it earlier, access to finance. We have a challenge here, and that's no fault of ours, but certainly we want to ensure that we have access to resources, so in the shortest possible time, to build our companies the way we envision it to be. Dr. Perul, sorry, not Dr. Perul, but Mr. Perul, I know you'd have touched on quite a few points which I'd have made some notes on. And thank you very much for those insights and how businesses should see themselves and position themselves to onboard the new developments. Now, my area in developing the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce primarily is focusing on digitization, focusing on e-commerce. Guyana is not where we expect it to be, given the fact that we have a high influx of international firms here and we have our challenges. But we are definitely encouraged to position ourselves by education, by seeking information from international companies, and this is even with government-to-government conversations, to improve on the infrastructure, improve on the legislation and policies, so we can certainly be recognized as one of the most powerful countries in the world, right? As relates to agriculture, Guyana has known to be the breadbasket of the Caribbean, and because of our vast land, and we would have been supplying quite a few goods within the region. And so we want to get back into that space of being able to do so. The land is there, and so it has to be developed. And we're looking for investment, right? So I would use this opportunity to do a pitch to investors to come in to Guyana and partner with the local companies to build them, to seek opportunities within Guyana and develop our nation. Dr. Haider, I think I will close for now. Thank you very much for allowing me to present, and I will now open for any comments or questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan, for your very important and valuable speech and information and your discussion. We thoroughly enjoyed for sure. There are questions, and definitely there will be questions, but I have certain things to add on to your points about Guyana, because I fall in love with Guyana, and we've been promoting Guyana since last 3 years heavily. So and we recently opened our office from beginning of the year in Guyana, and some services we have started providing in Guyana already. And right, would you be able to tell me in how many countries you have bilateral agreement between Georgetown Chamber and other chambers? Because I saw number of agreements that you have been signing with Indian Chamber and like FICCI, and during the visit of the president, there was an agreement signed, and with other countries, your chambers, you are signing agreement. If you do have in your mind, you can mention, and then I'll tell you why I'm asking you this question.
Dr. Haider, thanks for that question. We have, between the chamber and these associations, we have about 5 of them. And so again, it's of course, Guyana is high on the agenda. Georgetown Chamber being the largest and have the most institutional knowledge on business in Guyana, we would be the point of focus whenever companies looking to come into Guyana. On Thursday, we'd have signed a MOU with Ghana Chamber of Commerce. And again, this is for bilateral trade that we're looking at. So I believe it's about 5 of them. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's going to be rapidly increasing.
Sure. Thank you very much. This is a question that I asked you because I could be of help to you, because I have been, or we have been member of different chambers for the last 40 years in different countries with our operations. And I know most of the chambers in over 100 countries. So in case if you want, this will be my voluntary service to you, that I can initiate the discussions for bilateral, arrangement or agreement between Georgetown Chamber and the concerned country's chamber. So that's how probably in a year time, you will be able to cover around 100 countries. So this is something that I am offering you voluntarily. If you want, I can do that. Like for ABWC, I am Mr. Parul Soni and the board nominated me as the global ambassador. I don't get any salary, benefits, nothing, but a respect that he has given me. And I get him good quality people. And I think I have referred him or connected with the chamber about 6 to 7 or even more, about 10 country presidents across the world in different continents. So probably that's something that we can complement to your efforts because we want you to be mammothly successful. I'm sure you will be successful with your efforts, but this is a humble offering from us. I'm sure the other people have questions.
I certainly appreciate it, Dr. Haider, and this will certainly help to build our capacity as the chamber, because of course in the last 3 years we would have onboarded like 75% of our membership, which speaks volumes, and so we want to endeavor to add value to our members in the strongest possible way, in the shortest possible way too. Right. So I just shared my email address in the chat for persons who would like to further the conversation. I appreciate it. Let me take the opportunity, please, to also recognize our past president of the chamber, Dr. Vishnu Durga. He's online there. I think he would have sent a message in the chat. And I'm happy that he started best to be part of this business summit.
Thanks, Kester.
He has been kind to join time to time. So is Dr. Vishnu here?
Yes, he just acknowledged there.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw him. Yes. He joins sometime. He's a great soul. He's a great Guyanese. I really salute him for his outstanding contribution and towards the society in Guyana, for sure. Definitely.
Yes. I think he has certainly served well as a chamber president too, in bringing a lot of capacity building to the chamber. So we appreciate his efforts.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to both of you. I'm currently in Mexico doing some more business and pleasure visits as well. So, but thank you very much. And this is a very good platform for everyone to get a better sense of what is possible in business development. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining, Vishnu. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. I think we have some questions for Mr. Huston from some of our participants. Mr. Victor, you raised hand, right?
Yes, I would like to just find out quickly what is the spread or the on the ground in terms of the 5 different categories of business, from startups to SMME to SME to small, medium enterprise and corporate. What is the spread of business as you see it? Is there a lot of, or is there a big need, is my actual question I'm trying to get to. Is there a big need? I know Africa has a big need for startups, but is there a big need for empowerment and for development when it comes to the SMME and SME sector in your country? And also from other countries that you've seen, that you've worked with already, where you're interacting with Chamber of Commerce's and so on.
I would want to use this opportunity to allow our past president, Dr. Vishnu, to chime in here, since he is he operates in the sector
thanks,
of training.
Haider. I think it's gonna get very noisy where I am, so let me just get the summer quieter, and maybe you can take it in the meantime.
Yeah. So, because of where we are, as I said, our SMEs are majority of our membership. At least 65% of it. A lot of education needs to happen in our membership, and so definitely the support is what is the gap. And I know companies, quite a few companies, would offer services of training and business development. So yes, there is a need for such services in Guyana.
Okay, and is that need adequately met? In other words, are there service providers that are capable, and are there enough service providers, as you have seen so far, to be able to meet this need, to be able to develop these enterprises and businesses?
I believe there's still a need for that support. Given the fact that you still have onboarding quite a few new companies, startups. And so we need to create an incubator to capture them. In fact, that's something that I am looking at to incorporate in our chamber. We have this mentorship program, which allows startups to understand the ins and outs of having a business and what it entails. Right. So yes, there is a need for it. As it relates to the other chambers that we would have met internationally, they would have had some years of existence, and so I think they're a little further ahead in terms of development and less of startup companies being part of their membership. And so it is our desire to learn from them by these MOUs that we're signing.
Cool. Right. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. I can see another friend from Guyana, our leader in Canada Guyana Chamber of Commerce. Anand Bihari just joined. Mr. Bihari is just saw that he's joined here. So we have past president of Georgetown Chamber, we have current president of Georgetown Chamber, and also the current president of Canada Guyana Chamber as well. So I think he's here. I just saw he joined. Yeah, I think yeah, he's here. Mr. Bihari is here. Welcome, Mr. Bihari, for in Business Summit monthly webinar. Thanks for entering, and though you said you will be our guest speaker next program, however, you are most welcome, and we are having a very interesting chat on Guyana. We have a lot of friends that are interestingly raising questions. Anything you want to add on, Mr. Bihari?
Anand, are you there? I'm not sure if he's hearing us. I see his mic is muted.
He's writing something in the chat, though. He said no, he will listen today.
Maybe he's in Canada. He's in Toronto or what? Because yesterday they showed these your Independence Day. I mean, congratulations and
thank you very much
to all of our Chinese friends, those who are here. And in Niagara Falls, it was depicted and it went very well.
Yes, it is. It is. And I must say thank you very much to the extend congratulations to the High Commissioner of Canada to organizing that. It's certainly a spectacular event to most Guyanese to see that sort of display being done in another country and at such a magnitude.
Correct. Thank you. I think let me add a few things because I cannot stop myself when it comes to Guyana these days, you know, in recent days. There are tremendous amount of opportunities. They like to answer the question of Mr. Victor. To add one to my leader, Mr. Huston, I will say that Guyana has ample opportunity, ample volume of opportunities to do anything. I mean, it's a market right now. I would say it's a hot market for every single things. They need every single things in this country for sure right now, starting from supplies to production to services to IT, whatever, education, real estate, constructions, anything that you name is needed in Guyana for sure, because the requirement is increasing dramatically. There's tons of foreign investors, foreign companies are coming in, and the local entrepreneurs are also coming up. There are a lot of new companies coming up, and they're starting business. So our friend Dr. Vishnu is doing training, and you know, he's doing a great job, in fact. But there are a lot of opportunities as such, like for trade as well. Like since yesterday, even being a holiday, a lady from Guyana has been referred by my lawyer in Guyana, and she has been chasing me to you know, get her some sources to supply her all kind of hotel you know, supplies like linens, towels, beds, duets, and all those kind of things. She has given me a big list of things that she wants to buy. And early in the morning, before I opened up my eyes, I see that she's asking me if there is some you know, information that I can help her with, connecting her with a producer. So that's, I'm just giving you an example. So that's how it is, you know, they need everything, every single things right now. So anyone want to deal with, definitely they can contact Georgetown Chamber, they can contact us, they can go, you know, through the government. There is a Go Invest. If you are an investor, please go to the Go Invest website. And Dr. Peter Ramsarup, our good friend, he's not here today, but definitely we are meeting very frequently and talking also. So his office is also very open, and there are tremendous opportunities, even in agriculture, as Mr. Hassan said, that Guyana is the biggest country that has land resources that can be utilized for agriculture and supply food, agriculture inputs to all the Caribbean communities, CARICOM countries. For sure, Guyana could be the leader. But they need investment and they need knowledge also. It's not only money, it's also the knowledge and the good people. They do have shortage of good agriculturists in the country. So, Asia is the leader in agriculture. Like Thailand is not a big country, a small country, even smaller than your country size, but still producing so much of rice. Vietnam is producing so much of rice. Bangladesh, being a small country, 140,000 square kilometer, which is half of your country, and having 200 million population, they are self-sufficient with rice production. Just imagine how much rice they are producing. The farmers are absolutely stunning. They're doing, I think, a great job for the nation. So India is a big country producing so much of agriculture inputs, and I can see a lot of Indian companies are also going with His Excellency Jayashankar. I saw a couple of agriculture companies are going, and also tons of Indian companies are contacting us that they want to go to Guyana and set up agriculture business. So we are connecting to some of our chamber members directly without, going through the chamber. Some of our friends are taking our help. So I think there are tremendous opportunities in Guyana for sure, but let's not look at only trade, but it is also that you need to invest. That's what we are doing. Am I right?
Yes. As I said, both services that are highly in demand to develop Guyana in a very meaningful way and in short possible way too.
Correct. So any more question to Mr. Huston? I can see a lot of questions or information in the chat. A lot of people are typing out information. So if there is no more question, I would like to say that it has been a great pleasure having all of the leaders here. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunny. Thank you very much, Mr. Huston. And thanks to our participants. Thanks to my team for organizing this event. And we will be keeping our endeavor. And also we have a number of other stakeholders, including Dr. Samir Asaf, who is the senior partner in the Reason Financial, which is an investment bank in the US. He's listening. He didn't want to talk today, but he has been here. So he's taking notes on all these projects that are showing interest. So in case of funding and investment, please feel free to contact Reason as well. So we'll look forward to work together hand in hand. Any question, please feel free to let us know. Any more question from anyone, or we can say that this program for today is over.
Hi, Dr. Haider. I don't know. I've been raising my hand. I don't know whether you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about this. My apology. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so this is Richard from Nairobi, Kenya. Great hearing of the great opportunities that are actually out there, including Guyana. And my question actually is to you, is there any structured relationship with the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry? And, that perhaps we can tap into for those of us who are based in Kenya?
I think Mr. Huston can reply, but so far I do understand there is no. But let me check with Mr. Huston and the Georgetown Chamber, and then we can get back to you. For sure, that is what we discussed also, that we should have our relationship with all the chambers of commerce and association across the world, so as many as possible, so that the Georgetown Chamber can get more and more accessibility and more information and friends across. We'll get back to you soon. I think there is someone else, Miss Arushi. You have a question? To who? Please feel free. Oh, I can see His Excellency Molise Siole, the High Commissioner of Lesotho to Canada here. Welcome, sir. Ms. Arushi, you have a question? Please feel free. What is the future of SaaS products in, I can see she's raising a question. Your question is to who?
I think it's to Mr. Hudson. She wants to know the future of SaaS products in Guyana.
Sorry, she wants to know what? Can you repeat that, please?
She wrote, what is the future of SaaS products in Guyana? Ms. Arushi, please feel free to speak directly to Mr. Hudson, who is here. I think that would be the purpose of this meeting. So please feel free.
She might have some problem with her network problem.
Yes, maybe we can take a question and we can always connect her through email. Ms. Arushi, please feel free. We will leave our email address on the chat, and you are welcome to send us your questions.
Hi, Mr. Abhishek. Hi, Mr. Haider. Am I audible now?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So I had the pleasure of speaking to Dr. Haider yesterday over a quick call, and it was incredible. I quickly wanted to know what is the future of SaaS products in Guyana, because we have developed this amazing software which can replace 3 to 4 BDs in an organization instantly. It's a marketing software. It's automated for LinkedIn and email. So sending out personalized messages, and we offer, it's a done for you service. So we'll find the lead for you for any company. We'll set up an appointment, and we'll close the deal for you. So I wanted to understand what is the scope of such a business connecting with other companies in Guyana and other, chamber of commerces.
Hello, Rushi. Thank you for that question. As Dr. Haider would have shared with you, we pretty much starting from ground up, and so there is much scope for that. I also operate in the ICT sector, and I can certainly tell you that we are poised to grow in a very significant manner. And I would certainly welcome your engagement. I would have shared my email address in the chat, and so we can have this conversation offline as to how we can move this process forward. But certainly there are tremendous opportunities in Guyana as relates to ICT.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Mr. Houston.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Any more question? I think there is no more. I'm sorry, I didn't see, because in the middle, Mr. is not here, so I was the only one to. So, I think we are done so far for today. We look for, I know. So
excuse me.
we do have a lot of business information that that people, some of our partners are looking for. We have a partner here who is looking for gold investor, like gold mining. He has a gold mine concession from the government of Tanzania over a space of 5 square kilometers. And the initial study report says that there is a 78 tons of gold reserve into that mine. So he's looking for a partner to support him with technology and with finance. There are many buyers that want to buy things like, as I said, the textiles, food, and all. And there are companies that want to export as well to Guyana. Like we have a company, one of the largest, it's a $4 billion company from Bangladesh that want to appoint a exclusive wholesaler for Guyana for their electronics products. They produce about 150 types of electronic items, including TV, refrigerators, air conditioners, mobile phones, and all home appliances. So if anyone from Guyana is interested on that, we can connect. There is a food producing company that produced about 500 kinds of food and packed food and exporting to over 150 countries, 50, 60 countries in the world. And we even buy it here in Canada as well, their product. So they're also interested to expand their market into Guyana. There is an agriculture company from Malaysia that are interested to step into Guyana and also into Africa. They're ready to go. So these are all cross-section of interested parties that are showing interest to us almost on a daily basis. So we'd like to have a bulletin from next webinar. We'll be having a bulletin for a few minutes to say that these are the immediate deals that are available on the table, like the South African company that want to expand for business posting and all those and business plans and so on. So there are many companies from many places that are showing interest cross-section. So you can just grab your deals from here. And this is the platform where you don't need to wait and write emails and continue doing search and research and Googling and all those and finding information about them. No, most of these people that we know, most of these clients that we know them very well. So we can refer them. Some of them, most of them we can refer. So this will be the interesting part from next webinar, that you can grab some of the deals on the spot. And that is what we started doing from the beginning, that we close deals on the table. Like in 2017, our first in-person summit, we closed 5 deals on the spot, same time, same day. In one day, we closed 5 deals on the spot in one room, in the ballroom of Intercontinental Hotel. All very successful projects were funded. And we connected the funders and the project owners on the spot, right on the spot. So this is something that will be there. So feel free, those who are interested, let us know. We can also look at the sectoral things, that which sector you are interested in, then we bring deals of that sector for you on the spot so that you can get the best possible benefits as fast as possible. Mr. Avi, please take care. Thank you very much, our friends, for joining and listening to us. I think I have taken too much of time today, though we should have given more time to our friends, our leaders. We look forward to hear from you once again very soon in July. Beginning of July, we will be having our next webinar after Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email us. We have reached, unfortunately, our 90 minutes target for today. So please feel free to email us if you have any question. And again, thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. This was a great summit.
Thanks a lot.
Goodbye, everybody.
Great.
Thank you very much, everyone, for attending the meeting tonight. Hope that everyone has a beautiful day, evening, and a great night. Thank you very much from Bangladesh.